Okay, so we're going to continue this. Just listen to that troll.
This is coming across
Just Pearly.
confrontational. That's not the intention at all. Because whenever I see a guest not be challenged enough on someone's show,
so I'm gonna let you hear most of it. Then I'm gonna finish my commentary.
Because we've had people on the show who've said controversial things, and I've sort of missed the moment.
This is trigger. Trigger. I'm a trigger pod.
Because you're not a political person, you might not. There was a guy called Darren Grimes who had a guy called Dr. David Starkey on, and he said something about how, of course, slavery wasn't genocide, otherwise there wouldn't be so many damn blacks in the West, right? And that got picked up by all the media, and they all had to go at him. And I just saw a fairly young, inexperienced interviewer, and Darren failed to challenge someone.
All right, so real quickly, I'm gonna stop for a second. So, this what we got to understand about racism. You can't stop people from being racist. But the reason why we bucking and getting Pearl out of the black manosphere is because what right-minded individual, what smart individual is going to allow a person who doesn't represent your best interest, is trolling, agreeing with a racist, joking around with them? Me personally, I believe they already knew each other. They was just too comfortable around each other. They already knew each other. So, and still allowed them to capitalize in a space that you yourself could be capitalizing in as a black person talking about and dealing with black issues. Why would you let a racist white person come into the space and do it? No, we got her out of it. She got to go. And anybody that agrees with her or sides with her is saying basically that they share her ideals. So this is why Angry Man, Anton Daniels, Bernard Riley, I think some of these dudes might be fads, but who keeping score? The lead attorney, Obsidian, and all the rest of these people that took up for her, sided with her, and tried to play the victim, like, see what I'm saying about black people? Hear what I'm saying about black people? They all gotta go. If you want to give this money to somebody, then give this money to somebody that understands what slavery actually was. And matter of fact, if a black person could say what they want about slavery, because we black, so we could bring smoke against a black person. But when you are white, you can't come in here and say what you want and hold your hand out. Oh, thank you for all the cash. No, that ain't how it's gonna go. Because that's like a form of slavery in and of itself. And then she came with these contracts. She tried to get dude channel taken down. She gave that little half-hearted fake apology. Come on now. And all these guys is taking up for her. What's wrong with what she said? Black people is lazy. Yeah, but so is white people. And matter of fact, if she's so talented, like some of them was trying to say, why can't she captivate a white audience? I told y'all why. Because white people don't watch YouTube like black people do. They don't. Why you think the whole talking points about black women blew up like that? Because black people was watching.
Who he looked up to and respected on what was just a bad phrasing more than anything, right? So I totally understand why you may have missed something or not have jumped in on something that you maybe felt you should have jumped in on. But the reason that Francis and I would never have Nick Fuentes on is precisely because he says all that shit all the time. So if you were to actually challenge him on his abhorrent views, you'd spend the entire 3 hours doing that.
Did you watch the full video?
Look at her.
Some of it, not the
Dude,
full
I don't
I did
like her, man.
Okay, well, tell us about it.
And I don't like nobody in Wisconsin that acts like this.
That was why he came out. Like, the political stuff was just because he was there. Like, so I did a one-on-one as like
this how you know she ain't sorry.
No jumper,
She just want to keep her audience.
Race mixing.
And y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. Hold
it's
on.
Not.
Hold on.
People look
Wait a
different
minute.
than how
Let me,
they usually.
Hold on.
So, like,
Okay, it's a red light.
like, I've heard it, but I've just never heard it like that, I guess. So we just brought him on a panel just like about race mixing, and they did a whole panel.
But then he was denying the Holocaust.
You know, that was crazy. Yeah, that was.
But that's what he.
And that other girl, she shouldn't be hanging around her either. But listen, Pearl shouldn't have never been able to come into this space and have the success that she had. Let me show you the reason. That had nothing to do with what she said. One, she's too young. You knew she was trolling because she was talking about helping people become a wife by 25. She's 26 and not married. So how she gonna help somebody get something that she don't have herself? Two, this is the black manosphere. Like, Kevin Samuels could try to say what he want. Oh, I'm not manosphere. Yes, you are. You made your living off of the black manosphere. There wasn't a bunch of white people watching them. Okay, think about it like this. How many white people invited him on their shows? Did more white people or more black people invite Kevin Samuels to be interviewed or to speak on their shows? I could stop there. So she should have never been given the opportunity in the first place. But then you have all of these content creators going on the show with her. So all of their audience, oh, she cool with him, so she gonna be cool with me. So now all of them, she's getting all of their audience as well. This is why I got a problem with some of y'all dudes. Y'all know I don't hate white people and I don't condone racial hatred. But some of y'all, this is the truth. Some of y'all have a extreme overabundance of fondness for white people. It's just weird because think about it. You should be cautious and guarded more than that based on the history. You don't hold it against the people in today's generation, but you should be more cautious and guarded than that. Some of these people, because some of their parents may have had a little self-hate going on. So, but it's not self-hate. Moving to the suburbs itself is not self-hate. But we know what self-hate is, and we know that it was there with a lot of these individuals and in a lot of these individuals' families. So these guys felt comfortable dealing with her, but they wouldn't even put like smaller YouTubers on. Some of them wouldn't even, like if I was to call a lot of them dudes that she was dealing with in collabs and interviews and debate, they wouldn't even answer the phone. But yet they are part of the reason why she was able to blow up like this. They are. And some of these dudes, they haven't come out for or against her, but yet if you listen to them, you already know who they're against. You already know. So they enabled this as well. She shouldn't have never had an audience in this black manosphere. Some of y'all just hate black people too much. Like you got people that tip a white driver or a white server, but they won't tip a black server and they're black. Just like she tried to get Umar Johnson. I don't want to keep hearing this, so I'm gonna reject it. She tried to get Umar. Umar don't want to talk to you. What did he gain by talking to you? Dr. Umar don't want to talk to you. Dr. Umar is one of the people that see y'all as enemies. So why would he want to talk to you? Talking about I tried to get Dr. Umar. Why would he want to talk to you? What would he gain? When he starts slicing and dicing you, all that's going to happen is a bunch of white people going to come to your defense. Like he shouldn't have never, what should have happened We got a lot of us, man. I call it roast team. We got roast team. Roast team, you think you're gonna come over here with that racism? We're not going for it. We don't need your approval. We who deal with whites but are woke minded, the true woke, not the fake woke that want to go against everything independent thinking wise. But the true woke, you're not gonna come over here with that. Because we don't hate white people, but you're not gonna be able to pull that old slavery stuff and get away with it with most of us. And y'all gonna keep getting roasted. Keep roasting that time. Keep flaming him up in the comments. Angry man, lead attorney, everybody that took up for him. And we waiting on the rest of y'all who trying to wait till the smoke clear. We gonna get y'all too. This ain't gonna go away until she go away. When she goes away and she stops coming up in our feeds and just benefiting from the Black manosphere, then that's when we'll go away. 'Cause I'm the All Subjects channel. I'm gonna make other videos anyway. But until she goes away with her racist comments and you supporting racists, you're not wanted here by sound-minded people who are historically aware. Any historically aware black person, you ain't got no business taking up for Just Pearly things or anybody or dealing with anybody that did. You sleep. You historically sleep. And I made comments, controversial comments myself, but I can though, because you see my skin. Where do you think my ancestors from? I can. But she can't. Let's hear the rest of this.
That's why I'm asking you.
Well,
why?
but we brought him on to talk about race mixing. That's what we brought him on.
Look at her
It's
face.
a relationship show. And
Okay,
interview
well, I ain't gonna show you.
But there will be people, Pearl, who will say, well, if you
Pearl Davis, why I interviewed Nick Fuentes is the title.
Misrepresent or do any of those types of things. Well, the reason we have this show is so we can talk and have honest conversations, because part of this is for me to clarify my thinking about different issues. That's why we do the show. But part of it is also when you bring someone on, you can't also ignore that element of it. Do you see what I mean?
I just don't know what you mean by ignore.
No, because if you're not addressing the fact that he's a Holocaust denier, then you're ignoring that. Do you see what I mean?
I mean, I don't agree that the Holocaust didn't happen.
Yeah, no,
Like,
no,
That's reassuring.
Yeah, I mean, I was just listening to him.
Yeah.
And I think you're allowed to listen to people that you might not agree with. And I think as women, we're more agreeable than men. So a lot of times...
So you a man advocate, but until the pressure's on. Y'all hear that, right? This is the female.
So it's kind of like
this is
slavery.
a clown with tits. This is a female clown. If y'all want to know one.
I was talking about how people use atrocities to control people, and I was quoting Thomas Sowell, who's a black author.
I'm a big fan of
We don't want you to.
So I was quoting Thomas Sowell speaking about his ideas if people watch the full interview.
Yeah.
And I said that in the interview.
Yeah.
So you said that
And
to
I was
save
talking about how
face.
people use an atrocity to control people.
Yeah.
So if case y'all who haven't heard, Pearly said that they was using the movie Roots to control people. Okay, Just Pearly. So let's go here. So the white leaders of the world never do anything, never show anything to control people. Okay, who's controlling the movies? What about sports? What about, just about anything I can name. And look at society. So, where black people have contributed to the demise of society is being brainwashed by people of power and influence. That's how this went. But we collectively, we don't have that much power and influence. We just are sitting back. We the ones in the movie theater with the popcorn, watching movies like 12 Years a Slave. And people who don't understand, it's gonna make you mad. Even some people that do understand. But we also watching movies like Superfly, like shows like BMF. All these things that if you do it, you're gonna end up in jail or dead. And guess who's producing most of it? Easy to understand. Y'all know who producing most of this. Come on now. Come on now. I'm giving y'all credit. I know y'all smart. A lot of y'all smart. You don't even got to be smart to understand who's controlling the airwaves. And it's like when you bring on somebody who is against race mixing, but is against particular races in particular more than others. And then you bring on somebody who is supposed to be highlighted. Well, they shouldn't have been, but they were highlighted in the Black Manosphere. They had a nerve to say that they against reparations, that they slavery is embellished. But look, who made you who you are? You got to keep getting it. You got to keep getting it. You and your Sambo crew. Bunch of Sambos. Like, you don't got to sit and talk and think about racist issues all the time. But you should have a certain understanding in regards to this stuff. Let's see how much of this is left. 3 minutes. Let's see.
But you don't think that's what happened with the Holocaust?
It sounded like it based on what he was saying, but
he's a well-known Holocaust denier. Of course, it would sound like that.
That's where.
Sorry. Forgive me.
At the time, that's what I was talking about.
Sorry.
It sounded like some of Thomas Sowell's ideas, but I think that the Holocaust.
You can't get paid to be an intellectual and not catch smoke.
So, I guess, what do you think your responsibility is when you bring on controversial guests onto the show? Do you have any responsibility?
Good
what
question.
For the guests?
Oh no, not for the guests.
Mm-hmm.
For the content that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm responsible for all the content I put out.
You're responsible for all the content that you put out, and do you now look at that and think you shouldn't have done that? You made a mistake. You made an error. What?
I don't regret having someone controversial on. If I had to do it again, I would have maybe had someone on the opposite end of the argument that could push back. But how I
enough of her. I'm gonna be on her so much I can end this video. She is not sorry. And she's using blacks. She doesn't even like black people. This is what goes on in the Midwest. Lee, they not hanging them from trees, but they got their own form of racism. It's a different brand in the Midwest. And it's the girl that you represent. So we're gonna come back to this. People just keep calling. I gotta answer some of these calls. But we'll stay tuned. Y'all already know the roast ain't gonna end. Shout out to the roast team. Keep doing everything you're doing. And we're gonna be back with more videos.